Yay! Did you guys like that? Yeah, that took me a lot of figuring out to do it. Anyway, welcome to the Book Diaries, and today's video is going to be a July wrap-up. July is over, and August is starting. And I'm excited for August and not excited for August, and let me tell you why. Reasons I am excited for August. New books. That's it. And how could I forget the If I Stay movie? August 22nd. I cannot wait for that. Reasons I'm not excited for August. 8 hours of school, 8 hours less of reading time, homework, having to socialize with people who probably won't like me, starting high school, starting a new school, not knowing anybody in that new school. Yay! Okay, so let's get to the good things that are happening in my life right now, which are the 5 books I read in the first half of July. Oh, that was harder than it looked. These are the 5 books I read in the first. Are you kidding me? Because that seriously just happened? Why did that have to happen? We Were Liars just fell. Of course We Were Liars fell, because We Were Liars is full of unexpected things, isn't it? Okay, the first book I read in the first half of July, literally I started July 1st, Will Grayson by John Green and David Levithan. I can't pronounce his last name, I'm sorry. The next book I read in July was Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. 5 out of 5 stars, guys. That's my favorite book. Will Grayson, by the way, is a 4 out of 5. An Abundance of Catherines by John Green. Not my favorite book at all. Not my least favorite book at all. It's just in the middle. I rated it a 3 out of 5, or a 2.5, because 2.5 is in the middle, right? Say Your Bones by Cassandra Clare. That's a 5 out of 5 in my world. I love that book. And We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. That book gives me the chills every time I even say its name. I rate that book a 5 out of 5. So far, pretty good. The next stack of books I have here is a slightly better stack of books. The first book I read in the next half of July, which is the next 2 weeks, is The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. I love this book. I don't know why, but I rated it a 4 out of 5 stars because it just wasn't like my favorite book, and I say 5 out of 5 for my favorites. The next book I read was If I Stay by Gayle Forman. 4 out of 5 stars because it wasn't my favorite book, but 4 out of 5 because it was really freaking good. The next, and I'm super excited for that movie, oh my gosh. The next book I read was City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. I guess I'll rate it a 3 out of 5 because it took me a crap load of time to read it. I don't know why. I couldn't get freaking through it. I wasn't too excited for I was excited for it, but then my hopes kind of dropped a little bit, like in the first 100 pages, and I was just like, ugh. But then I continued through it, and I pushed through it. The next book I read was The Selection by Kiera Cass. I love that book, and I can't wait to start The Elite in August. Oh my god, The Selection was so freaking good. I read it in literally one day, one sitting. It was so good. I loved it. The next book I read, which is the last book I've read, Cinder by Marissa Meyer, one of my favorites now. 5 out of 5 stars. I don't think I've ever read a sci-fi book. I'm in the club now. I'm in the fandom. I can say I've read Cinder. I can say I'm reading the series. I can say I've read sci-fi books. I can say I've read a book by Marissa Meyer. I can say so many things just by completing this novel. I can't wait to start Scarlet and then Cress and then whatever the rest of the books are called. I'm sorry, baby. But love this book. Look at the cover. It's gorgeous. It feels gorgeous. Everything about this book is gorgeous. 5 out of 5 stars. Good job, Marissa Meyer. And those are the 10 books I've read in January. Why am I saying January? In July. And the book I'm currently reading is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I took the dust jacket off because I didn't feel like messing it up or anything. I'm on page, I believe, 45, and loving it so far. This is a reread, of course, because who hasn't read the first book of Harry Potter? If you haven't, where have you been? Anyway, I love this book so far. I loved it the first time I read it, loving it now. Can't wait to finish it, though. I was hoping to finish this by the end of July, but I don't know why I've been feeling kind of a reading slump coming on ever since I finished Cinder. I'm still kind of hungover on Cinder, but hopefully I can finish this by first couple days of August. So yeah, I guess you could say 11 and a quarter books. No, 10 and a quarter books I finished in July, which I'm pretty proud of because I know the next couple months my reading's going to be slowed down because school's starting. And I'll be having to read more textbooks, do more homework, more school books, etc. So yeah. Now for my August TBR, which is written on this piece of paper because who can remember all that? My August TBR is okay. Bookshelf collapsing over here. The Elite by Marissa Meyer. Can't wait to read this book. The cover's gorgeous. The engraving under the dust jacket's gorgeous. Love the cover to this. Love the concept to this book. Can't wait to read it. Then I should probably put this in another pile. The next book. Sorry guys. OCD. The next book I plan on reading in August is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I cannot wait to read this book. Heard so many great stuff about it. Definitely reading it in August. Can't wait to see if I relate to Kath or not. Like 99.8% of the world says on their YouTube videos, oh, I relate to Kath. So I want to see if I relate to Kath or not. Can't wait to read that book. The next book on my August TBR list is a book I do not own. It's Percy Jackson, Book 2. I want to continue the Percy Jackson series, so yeah. The next book I plan on reading in August is... Guys, I'm literally so tired right now. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Ugh, okay. The next book I plan on reading is Rebel Belle. Heard so many great things about it. Definitely need to join that fan club. The next book I plan on reading is Stolen, which one of my favorite people in the entire freaking world has been ranting about, read by Zoe. Zoe has read that book. She told me to read it. I'm going to read it because she told me to. And because my idol read it, I'm going to read it. So, Stolen, I'm going to be reading that. The next book I plan on reading in August is a classic, The Outsiders. I saw the movie. I read the book in like 5th grade for a project. Definitely want to reread it. The next book I plan on reading in August is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Yes, it's going to be a reread. Probably my second reread already for The Fault in Our Stars. I'm going to be rereading it in August because I have to do it the first couple weeks of August before I start school because for our summer reading, my book I was assigned was The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Yes, I've already read it, but I need to refresh my memory a little bit. Then I'm going to watch the movie. Then I'm going to get started on my essay for The Fault in Our Stars in my report and start studying for my The Fault in Our Stars quiz. Yes, that's freaking amazing. I'm getting an essay, a report, and a quiz on The Fault in Our Stars, one of my favorite books. So I'm pretty excited for that. That's the only part I'm excited about school. And the last book, actually, I plan on reading 8 books in August, if even that. Because the first month of school, I'm starting high school. Homework, I don't know what to expect, so I don't know how much free time I'll have. Plus, I have gymnastics on Thursdays. I don't know how much reading I'll get done. My goal is 8 books. If I get to 10 books, I'll probably cry because I'd be the happiest person on the planet if I get to 10 books. But my goal is 8. If I get to 10, thank you, Jesus. But if I don't get to 10, I'm totally fine with 8, even 8. 8's pretty good. And the 8th book I plan on reading in August is The Giver. I really want to read that book. I don't know what it's about. Everyone's read it. I haven't read it. And 9 and 10 will just come along. If they even have the chance to come along, they'll come along. And I'll tell you guys what books I'm going to read. So that's it. I'm so freaking tired. So that's the end of this July wrap-up and August TBR. I hope you guys have an amazing day. And next